All right, so in a previous video, I went over the traditional Gorilla Tape, I went over the white, I went over the black. In this video, I'm going to go over the clear Gorilla Tape. It's called crystal clear, but it's not entirely crystal clear. I'm going to compare them to to the old or the original Gorilla Tape. I'm also going to compare it to traditional package tape and go over the pluses, the minuses, and my experience thus far. I did purchase this a while back, but I wanted to give it some time using it and just seeing it, how it handled in the different environments before I did a proper review and shared it with you. Just going back real quick, I'm not going to go into all the details, but if you recall, the regular original Gorilla Tape was very easy to use, very easy to tear, and it held up really, really well in all kinds of conditions, including very cold climates, humid. I was using it outside, I still do, and in all kinds of conditions, and it held up really well. I've tested the crystal clear in the same conditions, and thus far, it's also holding up well. It's being exposed to direct, cold temperatures, as well as wind, and still holding up. It's also being exposed to humidity, and that seal is still perfect. So one of the big things is obviously, is it the same quality? Is it the same? We know it withstands the conditions, but what is it actually? Is the tape solid and all that stuff? So I'm going to put this behind it so you can see, but hopefully I want to show you exactly how thick this actually is, and I have to get the let's see if I can get this to zoom in. There we go. Maybe I don't need the background behind it. It is obviously thicker. I want you to be able to see the thickness, which you can kind of see here without getting that out of zoom. And then what I have here is regular packaging tape. If I can get that to zoom in. Obviously it's going to be very hard to pick this up on camera. It's subtle, but it's definitely thicker. There, that's a good, you can see that it's definitely thicker than the traditional packaging. Hard to tell, but you can take my word for it, I guess. It is definitely thick, and unlike packaging tape, which is very, very difficult to peel back. Take this down. This does have, and let's see if we can get this again, perforations on the edges, which you can see right there. And that does make it, see those little edging, that allows me to at least use my hands to tear it. Although what I've noticed is you'll never get a straight tear, whereas, see that? Whereas with the traditional, I can get perfectly straight cuts. This has actually the perforations going down all the way through, and I can cut this within like 1/8 of an inch strips. You cannot do that with this. It's best to use scissors. The other thing that's going to be hard to pick up, but it does leave print marks, if you can see that. So any oil, any kind of thing from your hand. So I mean, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of using the clear, but if you're careful and whatever, you can do your best. So it's fairly easy enough to get it off the roll. No issues there. And it does work. Now let me just show you in terms of, is it really clear, not clear? This is a tissue box. Get rid of this. I'll show you as I apply it. There's the tear again, not straight. This is what it looks like on the tissue box. So you're going to see the outline. Obviously this is in lighting, but you're going to see it depending on what you put it on. I tried to put on fabric and it definitely showed. So I actually wasn't able to use it for the original application I wanted to. But it's going to give you that Gorilla strength without being so dramatic and standing out like the traditional colors, black and white. So it does serve its purpose that way. But the main point of this is just to let you know that it is quality. It does hold, it retains its adhesiveness. It's fairly easy to work with, but not nearly as easy to work with as the original or traditional Gorilla Tape. So I can recommend it. However, just be aware of the little, the drawbacks. A, you can see it. B, it's not as easy to work with. C, you'll get your oils and everything will show up. And you do want to use scissors with this. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you were able to pick up the differences. It's very hard on camera. If you found this at all helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, subscribe down below. And I thank you for joining me.